ability to get the power to protect themselves. Never mind get government to do their jobs. And so that's what we are here to start thinking about and working on in hopefully new and engaging ways. Because the only way that we can bring the investment that is going to spark revitalization, if we turn from anger into energy, positive energy, understand that there are ways in which we can attack this problem in ways that will make communities' lives better, but will make each of us stronger, that will lift all of us up. And it's going to be exciting to see what the next few years bring, because I am very positive that this will lead to significant opportunities for so many of us. Because I've been and seen, and been in communities and seen what communities can do when they drive the process. I've been to the Regenesis Project in Spartanburg, South Carolina. If that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what does. And when we invest in communities like Ivanhoe, a jazz district in Kansas City, Missouri, where I've also been, with some good friends, they change lives. They make a difference. They make people want to invest in them and be part of that success. I've been in the Ironbound neighborhood in Newark, New Jersey on a number of occasions to see how we can turn contaminated sites into parks, how a bike path can build bridges between communities, how you can address the problems that are systemic in a community and challenge those in ways that drive additional investment. And again, change lives, change communities, change the way individuals think about themselves, and change the way in which people think they can grow their families and where. Because it changes everything. People move back to those shrinking cities because they know that they are on the cusp of investment. That's what changes things. And EPA has to start paying attention to these issues instead of narrowly looking like pollution is the be-all and end-all of what's driving these problems. Because it isn't. It is part of a larger systemic problem. And we can attack our environmental challenges in a way that grows jobs, in a way that focuses on investment, in a way that builds positive energy instead of always talking about correcting the problems of the past. We have to think about the future that we're driving towards and make that future amenable to everybody, not just those who care about the environment. Because in the end, EPA's mission is not environment, it's public health. It's about building families. It's about keeping them safe and healthy and having neighborhoods where they can go and live safely. It's about schools that are clean. But we know that we can't do it alone. We know we have always needed partnerships. And this is what today is really all about. Because I could go on and on about citing the statistics about asthma rates in the Hispanic community, about how many shrinking cities and small rural areas don't have safe water to drink and don't have wastewater facilities that are protecting their sources of drinking water as well as their sources of recreation. And I could talk on and on about the dangers of climate change and how frustrating I see the president's face when people say that you're hurting vulnerable communities by focusing on climate change. That's when I see his head start to go and I share that moment because it's all about protecting vulnerable communities. Because we know whenever there is a problem, it is those most vulnerable that feel it the most. It is what drags them down, not lifts them up. And so it's exciting to see us focusing on revitalization. And that is Mustafa's vision. That is his energy. That is what turns what we consider to be negativity and a difficult conversation into where opportunities lie, where the vision of the future can be realized. So today's really looking at what are the technologies, what are the tools that can not just correct environmental protection problems that we face, but that can really build an investment opportunity in these communities that will bring jobs to the table, that will bring safe housing opportunities, that will correct transportation inadequacies that have a gap between where people live and where jobs actually reside. There are so many things in which we can do together, and we're doing them in small ways. But this is all about how do we put that on steroids? How do we look at the models that people are going to be here to talk about? Yeah, baby. We're going to talk about the success stories and figure out how to expand those. Look at what other tools and investments we really need to bring to the table. Because as the president said, and I love this theme, we're not just looking at allowing people to survive, man. We are turning the corner to thriving. So we are going to make this happen. And I cannot wait to see what that man does after January 20th.
All right.
Because as time goes on, he's getting more outrageous and I love it. Because there are so many things that he accomplished, but so many more things that he wanted to accomplish that the confines of government couldn't quite let him be there. And I am excited to see what he and myself and others do, because as you probably know, I didn't come into government because I thought I was going to get rich. That is a very good thing, because I didn't disappoint myself on my family. I came into government because I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. That's why you're here. That's why we're all here together, to see what's the magic. How do we keep moving forward? What's the positive energy that's going to keep driving us together? And it's an opportunity then for us not only to start exchanging ideas and tools and investment opportunities and models of success, but to rejuvenate ourselves and to think about the years that we have been in this business, the changes that we have been able to make, so that we can use that positive energy moving forward to head towards a shared vision of the future. One in which there's no distinction between social justice or economic justice. Because frankly, the one lesson I learned not too long ago was that the biggest challenge we have to the environment is poverty. It slapped me in the face at an international meeting because someone almost slapped me in the face by saying it to me. I'm like, ooh, you're right. So if we think about this, we are fundamentally looking at making significant change to communities. So if you get depressed or upset or it's not working quite the way you want it, we have to remember that what we're doing is nothing short of looking for a real transformation. Not just in individual communities, but in the way in which we view one another and our shared responsibilities. So it is a wonderful opportunity. I hope for you to spend 2 days to do some learning and some exchanging, but spend it to revitalize yourself. I know that at the end of almost 8 years, I'm a little bit tired, but I will guarantee you that one good night's sleep on January 21st, because unfortunately my president's not letting me stop running until January 20th. Fortunately, I should say. One good night's sleep and we're going to be back at it. We'll be back together and we'll build on the success we have. And we'll use this as an opportunity to say what works and what doesn't, what we have to do, and we will fight the cynicism that holds us back. Thank you very much for being our partner always. Thank you very much for your energy. Rejuvenate and keep running, because we'll be partners forever. Thank you.
All right. Very good.
Administrator, how you doing? Did you come back up here? So it's extremely difficult to surprise the administrator. And I finally got her. And so a number of us who were part of the planning committee, we had some conversations. And we thought that it was important, as this is the inaugural Revitalizing Vulnerable Community Summit, that we would honor a couple of folks. And the first name that came up was, of course, yours. So you are the first recipient of the Vulnerable Communities Champion Award. It says, presented to Gena McCarthy, Administrator of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, in recognition of your outstanding leadership, dedication, and contributions to moving vulnerable communities from surviving to thriving. So I'm going to turn it over to Bernice Miller-Travis, our mistress.
A reward well deserved.
Doesn't that sound good? Mistress of ceremonies. Y'all like that?